First of all, it's hard for me, I feel like, to speak from that because I'm in a traditional, like, women-owned industry, fashion industry. In the fashion industry, it's the men who are the designers telling the women what to wear, which I think is really odd and interesting, but also kind of a microcosm of what you see everywhere. So, you a lot of times see a clothing store being owned and operated by a woman on the ground level, and then it's like a man who is making the decisions about what fabrics are being made and what styles are popular. So I would like to see more women play bigger roles in like the higher level management, leadership, running of corporations, and doing it in their full femininity and not feeling like they need to evolve to emulate the culture of men. And so I go to, I've always participated in the business plan competition, the startup competition at the university. It's so fun. And I remember the first time I went, just like really like kind of thinking about like, what am I gonna wear? Like I need to look like, not that I'm a clothing store owner. I need to look like an entrepreneur, like a business owner. And so like my first thought goes to a suit, and I hated that. So my first thing is don't sacrifice who you are to get a foot into the door. I've done some lobbying education and work in Washington, D.C., and it was the same thing. I was like, I need to look like an East Coast lobbyist. Like, do I buy nude pantyhose? Do I wear a black pencil skirt and a jacket? And I did do those things, and I got there and I felt so uncomfortable and not like myself at all. And so to like harness your power and be comfortable, if it's wearing a panda suit to Washington, D.C. to lobby with the Senate Finance Committee, then so be it. Be yourself. So I kind of grew up in this, surrounded by like the retail world. My mom managed clothing stores and a ski shop later in Oregon. And so this is a very natural environment, and I loved to always be behind the counter, And then from a young age, my grandmother had the best dress up trunk in the spare bedroom closet in her room, and playing dress up and putting together weird combinations and totally transforming who me and my sister and my cousins were just with an outfit was like my favorite game. So I moved to Missoula in the 90s to go to college, and like most people fell in love and didn't want to move anywhere else and wasn't sure how to use the psychology and degree and minor in women's studies that I had just worked hard for. So what better than to open a clothing store, combining my education with my comfort level. I had worked in a clothing store in downtown Missoula through college, and always heard most of my friends were going to Spokane, Portland, Seattle to get the clothes they wanted. So there was definitely a niche. And so, I would walk every day past this organization. Now they're known as MoFi. It used to be Montana CDC, but they're basically a community development financial institution, and they provide free consulting for people like me who are like, hey, I want to do this, but even though I'm a college graduate, I never took a business class, never wrote a business plan. And so I worked with them, and they were great, and I still work with them today. And they just really challenged me on the things that were living in my brain to get them out on a business plan. And they, in the end, gave me my loan to open, which I opened with my youngest daughter, who is now 15 and works here. She was 6 months and just like, either strapped to me, or as she learned to walk, she was running around the store wearing a helmet because the floors were concrete in our original spot, and there's metal racks everywhere. Like grandmas would be like holding her while she was sleeping, and I'd be like helping their granddaughters. It was really magical. So we opened it almost 15 years ago exactly, in like August, September of 2005, here on the Hip Strip, a couple doors down. It used to be a Kinko's. Hard to get that Kinko's vibe out, but we did it. And it just really filled a niche in Missoula of like interesting brands, interesting vibes, a moderate price point. We had some really high-end boutiques, and then we had cool thrift stores. And just being a community center. We've always been we didn't ever see a line between a business and the community involvement. We've always been like that. So from day one, it was like the Hellgate speech and debate team would like eat their lunch in the shoe department. And that kind of thing has continued, you know? We've always just used this space, let other people use it.